I bought Rogue Trader.
Okay, is it any good?
It is so fun.
Good shit.
I think it might be a bit too throwing of proper nouns at you if you don't know absolutely anything about Warhammer at all, but if you have even a base knowledge, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah. I saw it being compared to Baldur's Gate 3 early on, and obviously nothing's going to compare favorably to Baldur's Gate, but the person doing it said, I love how awful all of the party members are and how comfortable they are with being awful.
Very quickly early on, Rick, I was losing my shit because some of the options you've got are just the most evil shit ever, and I'm glad that they're in the game because it fits with Warhammer 40k so well. You can talk to one of your people and just be like, yeah, who would love a mutant like you? And that's just an option you can pick. And it's just, I didn't pick it because I'm not a dick, but, you know, if you want to roleplay a proper fucking pro-Imperium character, you can do that. In fact, there are at least 3 party members I've already unlocked who will super be into that.
Yeah, who would have said that themselves if they were the main character, yeah.
Yeah, so I've beaten the prologue and I've beaten chapter 1. I honestly, actually, so far I'm having more fun with this than I did with Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 is prettier, but this feels like more of an interactive experience. It feels like you have more options that matter.
Sure.
I obviously haven't finished Rogue Trader. It could fucking shit the bed. And by no means am I slagging off Baldur's Gate 3. I love that game.
Yeah. So what, your starting kit is a lot more expanded and interactive, I guess, right?
No, not even that. It's like, okay, when you first get control after the prologue, you're thrown into a star system. There are 3 places to go realistically, because that's which have quests. I went to one place first. I then went to another place, and you've got blue dialogue in the dialogue that's thrown at you in the narration, and you hover over it, and what that is it's a consequence, and it's, you didn't go here first, so this shit happened off screen.
Okay, I like that. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like it's a bit more immersive than Baldur's Gate 3. Now, bear in mind, again, not throwing shade at Baldur's Gate. Love that game. Definitely deserved Game of the Year. But this is definitely a lot more niche. It doesn't look anywhere near as pretty, and it looks like Baldur's Gate 1, like it top down, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, in Baldur's Gate, you can experience almost everything on one playthrough.
Sure.
Apart from, like, obvious little interactions, there are basically 2 ways to do it, like all good or all evil, and even then, a lot of the content's the same. So yeah, you're saying even from the first choice, things are going to change your world state.
Yeah, because I didn't know that before choosing my first thing. Like, even landing on my first place, it said, you came here first, that's why things aren't shit.
Sweet.
The second place I went to was a prison world, and there's another character visiting that world. And because I went there second, that character got captured and maimed.
Oh boy.
So I assume if you go there first, you probably bump into him before you go into the prison proper, and you can prevent that. I'm assuming, I don't actually know. For all I know, this could just be very well done DM trickery of, it looks like shit happens, but it doesn't. I haven't done a second playthrough. I'm not going to until I've done my first.
Sure.
You've got 3, they're not morality, but it's like, this is your belief system. Like, you can either go full on Imperium, you can go heretic, and you can go iconoclast. So,
yeah.
Obviously Imperium is your fucking big for big emps. Heretical is chaos, and no one should ever do that unless they want to be dedicated to evil. And iconoclast is basically like, I'm not a heretic, but I kind of value people more than the Emperor.
Yeah, basically the way that the Emperor wanted the universe to be.
I'm playing my character as, he worships the Emperor, or rather the mainline religion. He's not chaotic, but he will make decisions that prioritize saving lives over following the religious doctrine.
Sure, yeah, that's pretty good.
Which is cool, because that means both the heretical crew members and the dogma, I think that's what they call the dogmatic, that's it, dogmatic party members, both kind of don't like me, but they kind of don't hate me.
Sure. So you can still unlock dialogue with them, at least.
I mean, no one's left or anything. I made a choice at the end of Chapter 1, which was saving a bunch of people. And on my team at that point was literally an Inquisitor's assistant. And the Inquisitor is like, this is your ship and you're a rogue trader. You can do what you want. You shouldn't do this. And then later on, when that decision bit me in the arse, he just goes, I fucking warned you. Except he said it with a bit more class than that. I really hope he rejoins the party. I really like using him. But yeah, I can gush about this game all day, but I just want to finish on one point. The Chapter 1 end boss, I really appreciated. Do you know what it was?
Probably not a greater demon.
No. It's similar vein, but so much better, because I feel like people don't respect it enough. It was a single Chaos Space Marine.
Oh boy, yeah. Space Marines are not to be laughed at. And Chaos Space Marines are just, they're OG Space Marines that have stayed alive in some form or other for this long. Yeah, they're pretty badass.
Yeah, they are. I did get... Oh, dude, this game punished me so hard for my playstyle as well. I focus on cover a lot. I keep my team in cover and slowly advance because that's just how I play strategy games. One of the fights had a hard time limit of there was one turn. You need to kill X amount of things in a turn and that gives you more turns. And I didn't realise that was the mechanic for the first time, so I failed. Second time, I didn't move anywhere near fast enough. I failed again. I failed for a third time and then I was like, nah, fuck it. I just can't stick to cover in this map.
Yep.
But you know,
it's got to be all balls to the wall.
Yeah, man, like, it's very rare that a game forces me to change my strategy because, you know, I play very conservatively. I play very safe.
Yeah.
I can't recommend this game enough. I think if you don't like reading, you'll hate this game.
Mm-hmm. I'm guessing it's not quite as deeply voice acted as some other recent things.
It is so voiced. It has so much voice work in it, but not everything is. And also, they don't voice the narration.
Okay.
So unless the character is super... If the character has a name, chances are they're voiced. But there are some scenes that aren't voiced because, you know, it's just a lore dump and narration isn't. You get this awkward moment where I can read faster than I can listen, and there's breaks in the dialogue for narration for what the character is doing, and then it starts talking again, but they don't pause the voice line for the break for the action.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm trying to read what the action is while also listening to them talk the next line.
Sure.
So by no means perfect, but I'm really enjoying it. If you like this type of game, I think you'll enjoy it as well. I'm level 16 at the end of chapter 1.
Okay.
It seems that every chapter is probably 16 levels. That's just me taking a guess.
Sure. Do you know what the level cap is, or...?
16, 32, at least 48.
Okay, so maybe 50.
Maybe 50, but like at the moment, you sign yourself a base class type thing, and each rank is 16 ranks, and then you move on to a different class, or different subclass, which is usually more advanced. And so far it's been 16, 32, and I assume the last one's going to be another lot of 16, but I haven't gotten that far yet.
Sure.
So yeah, I think it's fun. Big recommend. It is another TTRPG, but video game.